Over the years, I've helped a lot of people get started tooling, but this one question has caused me a lot of frustration. I'm going to tell you what that question is, why it frustrates me, and most importantly, what I've decided to do about it. But the question I always get from beginners is, what tools do I need to get started with? What do I need to start tooling leather? It's a great question, right? It's a question that every one of us has asked when we started tooling leather. What frustrates me the most about it is I've never had a great answer for them, because the tools that I use on a daily basis are nice, high quality tools. That's a pretty large investment to go up front and buy if you're just getting started and want to try it out. So what I really want to have is to be able to say, hey, try this starter's kit. This is what you need to get started with, and have that be at a price point that they can get started with for a reasonable amount. Because if you decide you don't like tooling and you don't want to continue with this, you don't want to be tied up with lots of money and a bunch of tools that you're now stuck with and have a hard time getting rid of. So the problem has been all the starter kits that I've come across really are fairly inadequate. I don't feel that the tools are the tools that you need to get started with. There's some of them that have had decent tools. There's a kit that I have been recommending saying this is the best starter kit that I would have you start with, plus I would add on a couple of these tools to get you going with. But why has there not been one answer, one complete kit? So this is what I've done. I've put together my own starters kit. So this is going to be the 23 plus beginner starter kit. We're going to have two options. There's going to be a basic option and a deluxe option. So you can decide what level you want to get started with. What I have going on right now is a pre-order option. I'll tell you more about that here at the end, but with an exclusive training video and things like that included. But first, I'm going to tell you just a little bit about these kits. The kits that I've put together are tools that are not a top of the line premium high dollar tools, right? They're a beginner quality tool, but they're the specific tools that I feel leave an impression that's comparable to what's in my block that I tool with every day. Because you can get a decent impression, but if you're starting with what the typical beginner's tools are, a lot of them don't even give you close to the impression that you're seeing in finished products and trying to emulate, right? So the tools I've put together, I've pieced together these tools that give the impression that I feel you're after when you're tooling. There are also tools that I feel are significant when you start tooling. A shader, for example. Everybody starts these kits with a pear shader that's a really odd shape. They're short and wide and not very much texture to them. I don't like those. I don't use them when I tool. I teach a lot with thumbprint, what's called, which if you're not into tooling yet, you'll get that stuff figured out. But it's a tool that's real versatile. I can use that for 3 different things, and I show you that in lots of different videos. So why is that tool not in a beginner's kit, right? So now it is. That's part of my basic kit. The basic kit that I offer is going to become one with a Maul, and not your typical beginner's kits come with this little plastic plaything that's super light. Why? You can't get an impression with that, right? So this is what's going to come in all of our kits. This is a substantial mallet. It's the same, very comparable to the same one that I use on a daily basis. So that's going to be in the kit. That's in both the basic and the deluxe. Then the basic kit has a swivel knife, and it's your typical beginner swivel knife. It's not top of the line. You're going to eventually upgrade, but it's a great knife to get you started and give you the idea of what you want to do. Is this something you're going to keep up with or not? The tools, it's going to come with 6 different tools, kind of your basic fundamental tools that I feel you can get through tooling patterns with. Then not just the Maul, the knife, and the tools, but here's another thing that I'm adding into my basic starters kit, because what good are all these tools if you don't have any leather to tool on or any patterns to tool? So as part of the kit, you're going to get 2 leather coasters, so 4x4 square coasters out of high quality Herman oak leather. So we're not just starting on a cheap import leather that's maybe has its own difficulties in tooling, we're gonna start with a high quality piece of leather. And you're gonna get 2 of them in your kit. On top of that, we're gonna get patterns. There's gonna be 2 different pattern options, so you're not just going at it blind trying to figure this stuff out yourself. There's some patterns to follow along with, as well as videos throughout my YouTube channel. You can access all of that stuff, right, and start putting those skills to use with your tools. But now, the Deluxe gets everything that the basic kit gets, plus we get 6 more individual tools that are going to allow you to add more detail to your tooling, as well as the tools needed to do a basket weave pattern. And then here's the other cool one, is a stylus. This stylus here is the exact stylus that I use out of my bench. You've probably seen this one in several of my videos if you watch very many of my videos, but that's going to come in the Deluxe starters kit. So it's not one that you are going to have to upgrade or anything else. I use this all the time. So now what about this pre-order deal? What is this pre-order option? And next big question, how much do these kits cost? Like, that's a lot of value. There's a lot of tools in there. And if they're the right tools, this has got to be a lot of money. No, it's not a lot. We're getting started for very minimal. The basic kit is going to start for $99. So under $100, you can start tooling leather with this kit. And the Deluxe option, when you start adding the extra Deluxe options in there, you're still at $164. So 2 great options depending on what level you want to get in. If you're just wanting to barely get started and see, or if you want to have a few more options on there, but go with that Deluxe option, you can for $164. But the pre-order, what's this pre-order? There's a limited number available. So there's a limited number available. If you get in on this pre-order, then the pre-order is going to last here for 2 weeks before either we fill the quantity or cut off when we get have that 2-week period, and then we'll be shipping those kits out. If you're in on the pre-order, you get your kit, as well as exclusive access to a training video that's going to give you specific training techniques and practice guides that will help speed up your learning curve, shorten that learning curve, and improve your tooling faster. So my goal here is to really help people get into this craft and move along at a significant pace where they can see that progress and have that confidence and build in their craft. Whether you're doing this as a hobby or wanting to build a career out of it, we need to get some tools to start with that get you off on the right foot. Let's not waste money on tools we don't need. Let's get ones that are usable and that you can use and have longevity with in your tooling career. So appreciate you guys hanging out. If this is you, if you're looking for tools, jump on that link in the description. Take advantage of this pre-order option. That link will still work after the pre-order's done and you're just needing a link to this toolkit. That link is still going to work for you as well. And if you know somebody that's getting started tooling, then you tool yourself. You know these frustrations of what tools to start with. You've been through this. This is the answer to help your friend get started down that right path and avoid some of the frustrations that you and I have dealt with. So can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Follow along for more training and tips as we go.